So when I talk about my childhood, I just have things just come in my mind as I talk. That's why my stories are so scrambled around. But I remember us getting Madden '06 for PlayStation 2, and that was a game changer for us because this is when there's a new feature on Madden games where you have like the career mode, Hall of Famer mode, all those things are new for us. Um, Because all the games that we wanted that were for like the next year. So if you had a game for called like NBA Live, we didn't really do basketball much. It was more football. It was really just football. But if we did like, let's say NBA Live 2006, that game would come out in '05. Like we had a game called, um, we had, see, ESPN had a game called, it was ESPN 2005. Yeah, it was no, excuse me. In ESPN NFL 2K5, and you had NBA Live, NBA 2K5. Yeah, those were two games we got on PlayStation 2. And I'll tell you this, the graphics were a little bit better than Madden, but it was just that we like Madden better for some reason. But back in the day, man, I was a big football fan. 2005. So the Eagles lost the Super Bowl that year. They lost against the Patriots. But I still watched football because I knew thanks to football games, I knew every lineup for every team. I knew their quarterbacks, I knew the running backs, I knew the wide receivers. So this is how much I knew football '04, '05. Let's say a team, for example, because I was just good at remembering like statistics and people on teams. So I could tell you really quickly, like a team that starts with a B is the Bengals. The quarterback for the Bengals around that time was Carson Palmer. There were another player for that team was Dennis Northcutt. A team that starts with a C is the Colts. Peyton Manning was the quarterback. Edwin James was the running back. A team that starts with the D, don't know any teams. Here's another one, the Broncos. The Broncos quarterback was, I know Champ Bailey was on the Broncos. Or like, trying to think of their running back. It was probably Clinton Portis because he got drafted to the Redskins later on. Or like, I know the Eagles quarterback was McNabb, running back Brian Westbrook. You know, the Redskins quarterback was Jason, I think it was Jason Campbell. Because the Redskins kind of suck. Or like the Giants, quarterback was Eli Manning. Or Kerry Collins, he played for the Giants and the Raiders. And the running back was Tiki Barber. Rondé Barber played for the Buccaneers. So I knew a lot of football back then. And every week I would change teams. So I was a Michael Vick fan. I had his jersey. I had a Terrell Owens jersey, an '81 jersey. And yeah, I started collecting. See, my mom, we had like a lot of clothes. My mom got us, I had an Allen Iverson jersey, number 3 on it. Because that was like the team for our city. So that wasn't much money, probably. But my brother had like the blue Sixers jersey. And I had the practice jersey where it said PHL and it was like black and white. And not the blue one that you know of today. This is like a blue one where, because the Sixers logo was different back then. Just type in 2005 blue Sixers jersey. You'll see what I'm talking about. What else? I told you about rap. Told you about everything. My teacher also, the one I thought was a pedophile, he was a little bit of a bully because he would make fun of students. And he even said that I was sensitive, but looking back, I just think he was a pedophile, bully ass teacher. I am aware of my race, but I don't hate myself. I don't hate anything about myself. I am gaining some weight now because when I'm alternating like back and forth from my mom to my dad's, see, I'm eating breakfast now. I'm eating more. They're making sure I eat in the morning time and I eat at dinner and I eat at lunch. So I am eating more. I'm not like fat, but I notice a difference with my weight versus when I was 9 and 8. I wasn't eating like that because I wouldn't eat during the daytime. I will only eat 2 meals a day, but I'm eating more now. My cat still is not really my friend no more, but it's okay. But he's not attacking me. What else? I told you I was on TV, and that year, like I said, cartoons are. I did have this obsession with wanting to be older. Like I wanted to be like at least 5 years older because I thought it was cool that people that were like born old, they were born in different times, they were able to do things more than I was able to. Like a lot of the actors who were on the shows that I watched, I was just a little envious how they were older than me. Like I didn't really watch Disney Channel like that, but I looked up to a lot of actors who had lives that I wanted. Like this show called Zoe 101, which was based in California. I always sort of fantasized about living somewhere like there because it was so different versus where I lived. It was different. See, I lived in the city. They lived in the suburbs. Because if I was a white person who lived in like poverty, like the trailer park, because I didn't live poor, but if I lived in like the trailer park, I would want to know what it's like to live in a suburban area. But like I said, around this time too, so 2006, I told you how my neighborhood, I just found out today, is called Koreatown. I told you how it was once predominantly Korean and Chinese. Well, that's beginning to change a little bit because this restaurant that was near a bus stop, this big building that was once like a house for like Asian cuisine, is now abandoned. Like they stopped around this time. I'm pretty sure it just wasn't in business anymore because I used to see a lot of like the business, like that business I just described. It was out of it didn't have the Chinese writing on it anymore. It would have one of them signs that would indicate that it's closed. And the place called Gusto's that was like across the street from the place I just described, that also didn't have Chinese writing on it no more. You know, it's something, I haven't been there in years. I haven't been to my neighborhood going on 2 years now, but I'm pretty sure that it's not a restaurant no more. Cause last time I was there, they sell cigarettes and all that shit. But yeah, I noticed that it's more diversity now. So it's not as Asian as it once was. Cause they ran everything. The gas station is still there, and 7-Eleven is still there. I don't like a lot of Chinese food unless it's from China House. But I'm not really into Chinese food. I'm growing sensitive to the food altogether. I don't like candy, like certain kind of candies. I don't like wrappers being thrown on the floor because I can't eat when there's wrappers around. And I don't like trash. my OCD is starting to show because I have this obsession with keeping our room clean. I vacuum my room for like trash and whatnot. I vacuum it pretty often. If I was cool with like my dad's girlfriends, um, if I was cool with her, she can attest to the fact that I was vacuuming my room a lot. I was always making sure it was clean. Everything was stacked neatly, like shoes. Everything was what had to be in like certain like rows. I didn't like shoes in my room because I just like the floor to be free of anything. I like the floor to just be I like to just be able to walk on my floor. I didn't like dust. I didn't like germs. I didn't like none of those things. Like I said, I was taught how to do my own laundry, and I had to iron my own clothes. I was taught how to do that too. We had days where we would do our clothes, like wash our clothes, we had to iron our shirts for the whole week and have them ready. So when it was time to change shirts, we'll just have it ready for that day. But like I told you, she was a real control freak. We weren't allowed to really have fun in the house. She also had a lot of illnesses. She had asthma and she got sick easily. So it was just a pain in the ass living with her. My dad even acknowledged that he knew we were getting tired of her, but it was very selfish to have us deal with that as kids. But this is why I just feel good that people, when they die, and I know for a fact, they are judged by the lives that they lived and the things they did to people like me. I'm going to be judged one day. So if you're watching this video right now and you are doing the wrong things or you're living the wrong way, just think about what I just said, because it may feel good now, but you're going to have to answer for those things when you die. But yeah, it was a pain in the ass living with her. And I forgot to throw you this in here. 2005, my brother did PFL. He did it again, but I really didn't notice that he left for 5 weeks this time because I was at camp myself. So I went to a summer camp that year, the R.W. Brown. But this is gonna be my last year at this camp because it was a little different this time. Everybody that I remember from last year, from 2004, they weren't at camp. They weren't at camp 2004. From 2005, everybody just left. It was only one kid from camp, and his name was Jamal. So, because everybody this is kind of strange. Everybody who was at that camp, they were a year younger than me. And it's different now because I'm not with my brother who can help me out in social situations. So yeah, it was a time when I was fighting. I fought at that camp one time. Well, I fought a few times. So this kid was trying to bully me. He was a real to describe him, if you watch that show Tyler Perry's House of Pain, he looked a little bit like Malik on that show. I don't know what he did, but he was just fucking me one day, and I punched him right in his jaw. He got so mad, man. Like, I knew I was aiming at the right place. I literally punched him in his jaw, and he got real mad. But I was ready. See, I was so conditioned to fight because I told you my fighting evolved from me just imitating things off wrestling, mostly submission moves and throws and like takedowns. But from fighting, I just learned how to strike people. Like I said, I punched him in his face. And what I'm about to tell you, I'm not really proud of, but I was a violent kid back then. I wound up fighting I wound up putting hands on this girl that was a fellow camper. I don't know how this initiated, but I I went off, man, because I was so used to just fighting people. I went off. I wailed on her, and that was really my last day at that camp. I don't know if my brother was around when this happened, but I don't know what I did for the rest of the summer. I just didn't go to camp anymore. I just went to my dad's house, and because it was no way I could have just been in the house by myself. So I don't know what I did for the rest of the summer, but because my dad, he did work during the daytime, no, during the nighttime. So he probably watched me during the day. I don't really remember, to be honest. But I remember I prematurely left camp because I was fighting. And then that's really all of '05. I just wanted to throw that part in. If you want to get a better understanding of some people around me, Young Spitch, the rapper that I mentioned, he has a documentary if you may want to watch that. Cause he's older than me when I'm going through all this stuff. But he was struggling a lot from watching his documentary. He was struggling a lot to launch his rap career. But yeah, 2005, man. I was wearing some of the kids at that camp actually was busting on my clothes. They were telling me you need to wear something 2005 because I had FUBU on, and it was okay to wear for me. I didn't really care about clothes. Like I said, I had FUBU shoes. It was no big deal. Um, I just got whatever my mom got me. Like I said, it wasn't nothing raggedy. There were clothes that I got, and I appreciate them to this day. Cause I always dressed pretty urban. I never really wore like dress clothes very much. Cause they were trying to get us to go to church. My mom was trying to get me and my brother to go to church, but it was really short lived. Cause those kids that I mentioned that I was mentoring, that I was helping out, this is when the one that I didn't have really problems with, he's born around this time. He was born in 2005. So when I'm 10, he's in his mom's stomach at the time. But I'm not really going to church like that. What else? What else? Trying to think of some more things. Now I'm gonna dive into 2006 if you're still with me. So 2006, I'm aware of girls. If you didn't know this, this is really embarrassing to talk about, but I dated girls, but I never did nothing with them, if that makes any sense. I had girls that liked me, and I never did anything with them. It's so awkward talking about, because the thing was, I think all the girls that liked me, and I said that I liked them and I wanted to go out with them, I didn't do nothing with them because maybe I wanted secretly, I wanted a girl like Jamie Lynn Spears, or I wanted a girl like the ones I'll see on TV, because I would probably have more of an interest in wanting to do something with them if they were girls that I wanted. But I had about 3 girls that liked me, and I just thought that if a girl liked you, you just say yeah, and you don't. But I didn't know what to do because I was young, man. I was really young. It's kind of really awkward to talk about. I may come back to this part. What else? Yeah, 2006 was pretty crazy year. Also, this is when I'm realizing that Philadelphia is not really a safe place to live, because all of the murders that you hear take place, like I told you. So the rapper who I spent Christmas with, he was killed. And then, my dad's girlfriends had people she knew that were going to hospital. They were going to the hospital for after they were shot, or you would just hear stories of people getting killed. I remember this story. I don't know when in 2006, but this is a crazy story. So